We engaged initially with PTI because we were finding that we were looking at technology and how it can impact our business, and it was becoming an increasingly important part of our business. And yet we didn't have the expertise in our business to really inform our decision-making processes. And also we didn't have the resource to necessarily invest in a full-time technology person. So actually what PTI were able to deliver to us is a solution which enabled us to get the requisite expert in technology on a part-time basis through the Chief Technology Officer as a service.
PTI have taken away many barriers to digital transformation, particularly the expertise and skill set that the team have has given us a resource that we didn't have previously. That is becoming even more prevalent all the time with sports venues as we move forward. Particularly now with the media sales team as well, it really feels like an extension of the team in that space in helping us to secure commercial revenues.
PTI have taken away the barrier around inhibition, the barrier of not really investing or moving forward with any technology projects. Increasingly, I was becoming convinced that technology in terms of our customer experience was becoming increasingly important. Therefore, we needed to make some decisions around technology. And therefore, what PTI enabled us to do is have that knowledge to bring that experience. And increasingly, I think what's important around PTI is their knowledge around the specialist area around sports and stadia, to bring lots of knowledge and experience of what's going on, what is the sort of leading innovations in the sector, and enable us to be well informed in terms of making those decisions. So specifically in terms of two main projects on the technology side, so we built a new website which was recently launched, and we're also in the process of launching a new app, and PTI have specifically helped us with those two projects.
Yeah, I think as we've got such a healthy supply of major matches over the next few years, it's important we don't stand still from a customer experience point of view. I think mobilising and digitising our customer experience is going to be vitally important in personalising that experience and providing more touch points for our supporters and visitors, whether it be in terms of travel, food and drink, and things that people just expect now from their experience at live sports and entertainment venues.
In terms of the journey around technology and the mobile app, we thought for some time that we need to have a mobile app. We didn't move in terms of putting an app in place because we wanted to make sure that we did it at the right time with the right partner. We probably had some inhibition about what to do in terms of going forward until we had the right resource in there to make the right decision about who we work with. We decided around 12 to 18 months ago that we were at the right stage where we wanted to put in a stadium app, and working with PTI, we found the perfect partner to manage that process for us. So PTI led on that process in terms of managing the invitation to tender, managing the process where all the suppliers came in and worked through that tender process with us, and then we're on the panel in terms of supplier selection. They also, with our head of marketing, have been managing the process in terms of the development of that app, and subject to what's happening with the COVID crisis, we'll be looking to go live on that app over the next 3 to 4 months.
We've had a lot of value from PTI in terms of our commercial relationships so far. I think that real value into industry trends and practices has been absolutely vital for us. It's allowed us to conduct a digital audit of our complete sort of digital landscape and what our best assets are. Taking that a stage further, PTI's media sales team allows us extra resource to the team that we have in-house and allows us to open more doors and access more opportunity for our digital assets. I think with the evolving landscape of digital rights in the sporting world, it represents a key opportunity for all venues out there to make sure that we've got the fundamentals in place for our digital landscape, and just that we have the ability to showcase the venue in many different ways as opposed to what you just sort of see in the bowl on a match day. Actually, we can provide brands with touch points outside of that and opportunities to engage far and wide above just the match day itself.
Yeah, customer experience is something we're very passionate about here at Edgbaston, and people who work with me would say I am obsessed with customer experience, and that would be absolutely right. It's often a cliche when people say it's a journey, and businesses have been on a journey, but I'd say at Edgbaston we really have been on a journey with our customer experience over the last 10 years. We had a dilapidated stadium back around 2009, 2010, and the first phase of our master plan was to redevelop the pavilion end of the stadium, the part of the stadium we're sitting in now. What we then needed to do is look at our people and our processes, and have a real good hard look at the right partners and the right people to be able to deliver our customer experience. We think is one of the leading experiences within cricket in the UK, if not the world. Going forward, again, technology we think is going to be an increasingly important part of that customer experience. So therefore, what we've looked to do with PTI is how can we use technology to enhance our customer experience and deliver even more to our customers, be it in terms of how they interact with our business outside of match days, but also how can we enhance their experience here on match days and on non-event conference and events days. In terms of COVID, it's obviously had quite a significant impact on our business over the next 3 to 4 months, and we've obviously taken a number of actions to make sure our business is fit for purpose going forward. Part of that, of course, is cost, but more importantly, we think we need to make sure we can get our revenues back to normal and grow our revenues going forward. A key area of that is conference and events, and we see going forward, both in terms of budgets for corporates looking to book conference and events, and also in terms of when they are booking conference and events, how they're actually operated. We see technology as being an increasingly important part of those events. So is everybody going to come to the venue, or is actually some people going to come to the venue and some people who attend that conference using technology? Also around conference and events, it's often called, isn't it now, that the new normal is suddenly health and safety has become very important and at the top of everybody's list. So the use of technology within that health and safety environment, within potentially the testing environment, potentially involved in temperature tests when delegates are coming into the stadium, coming into the venue, again, is going to become increasingly important. So working with a partner who can advise us and help us make the right decisions around those aspects is going to be important for us.
I think as we move forward as a venue, we've got lots of redevelopment planned, and I think as part of that redevelopment, it's really important that we build in digital assets into that redevelopment moving forward, given the trends that we're seeing in the market. So we're really looking to PTI to provide support in that space, help us open more doors, help provide extra knowledge in that area, and make sure that actually we're not standing still and we're evolving with the trends that we see in the sporting market.
With PTI going forward into 2021 and beyond, the main thing would be the launch of the app and making sure that is as impactful as we think it should be. We think that app is going to be right at the forefront in terms of a stadium app. There's lots of club apps out there, but what we haven't seen in the market is an app which is really impactful in terms of that stadium experience, both on a match day and a non-match day. So working with the app developer and PTI to make sure it is as impactful as possible, making sure those aspects in terms of contactless ticketing, entry into the stadium, in terms of contactless mobile ordering of food and beverage, we think is going to be really, really important. So if we could get that really, really right, working with PTI, we think that is going to be incredibly important. And then utilising those technology pieces to further enhance the customer experience as we move forward into a big year in 2022 when we've got the Commonwealth Games here at Edgbaston, and then 2023 when we've got another Ashes series.
In terms of key benefits of working with PTI, it's important to recognise that they're very much affordable and flexible in terms of commercial terms, depending on the budget restraints and different challenges that different venues face out there in the market.
In terms of working with PTI, what it really does is enables you to have that technology expertise around the table, which often within a sporting environment, again, is very difficult to have on a full-time basis. And even if you have it on a full-time basis, you don't get a wide spectrum of knowledge and experience of what's going on around the sector. So for us, working with PTI and also working with somebody like Mike, who's very skilled and experienced in the sector, gives us that expertise on a part-time basis, but also gives us access into innovation in the wider market.